Well, hello, my friends. Dean the Turkey Legster here. Welcome back to this very special series. It's a Disney-themed countdown to Christmas. We're counting down to Christmas Day with a story a day with our friends from the Disney classics and favorites. And today is no exception. Today is December the 2nd. And it is featuring Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs and our friends there in the in that world. And our story today, which I will start with here without further ado, A Christmas to Remember is the name of our story today. So I hope you enjoy. Here we go. It was a cold December morning. Snow White was out feeding the birds and her other forest friends. Inside, Doc gathered the other dwarfs. "Christmas is coming," he said. "What do you say we give Snow White a nifty gift?" The dwarfs thought that was a fine idea, but what should they get her? Sleepy thought perhaps Snow White could use a new quilt for her bed. Sneezy suggested a lace handkerchief. Then Bashful spoke up. "I have an idea," he said, blushing. "Why not give her something from our mines?" "We could make her a crown," Happy said. The next day, the dwarves busied themselves at the mine. Meanwhile, in their little cottage, Snow White got ready for Christmas too. First, she made a tray of special cookies shaped like bells and hearts and stars and Christmas trees. Then, while the cookies baked, she went into the forest and cut down a dwarf-sized pine tree. When Snow White returned to the little cottage, it was filled with the smell of warm cinnamon and sugar. The smell was so delicious it made Snow White quite hungry. But instead of nibbling on the freshly baked cookies, she laced them on ribbons and hung them on the little pine tree. Then she draped strings of berries on the branches and decked the cottage with holly and mistletoe. Snow White admired her handiwork. She hoped the dwarfs liked the holiday treats and decorations. When the dwarfs came home and saw the tree, they danced and shouted with delight. "Merry Christmas!" Snow White exclaimed. "I'm so happy you like my surprise." "We have a little surprise for you, too," Doc said. He took a small package wrapped in purple paper and tied with a big golden bow out of his cloak and placed it under the tree. "No squeaking or peeking," he said. On Christmas Eve, Snow White cooked a feast of roast fowl. All night, she kept looking at the package beneath the tree. Her stepmother, the evil queen, had never given her anything. This was her very first Christmas present. At last, the meal was finished, and the dwarves had washed all the dishes. Doc handed Snow White the small bundle. When she opened it, Snow White gasped with delight. "Why, this is lovely!" "We made it," said Happy proudly. "We hope you like it," said Sneezy. Snow White went to the mirror and put on the crown. "Oh, thank you," she said. "This is wonderful. It's even more precious because you put your hearts into it." "Shucks, it wasn't much," said Bashful. "But it is. Snow White cried. "You've made my first Christmas very memorable." Snow White wore the splendid crown all through the Christmas holiday. Then she wrapped it carefully and tucked it away. She hoped she would have another occasion to wear it soon. All right, that is our story for today. A Christmas to remember, and it sure sounds like it there with Snow White and the dwarfs. I hope you have a great Christmas to remember this year, and I hope you enjoyed the story and that you will come back for the next video in this series. Look forward to hearing what fun adventures we have with our Disney friends tomorrow. So if you would, bop the like button or the thumbs up. Leave me a comment that you watched today. Would greatly appreciate that. Have a very Merry Christmas and a gobbletastic day.